Hi guys, it's Reuben here from Face for Radio, but you knew that, you clicked on the link. I'm just here to let you know that we're going to have some spoilers in today's episode from the B movie and from the Kung Fu Panda trilogy. Enjoy!
Hey gang, and welcome back to Face for Radio. Thank you again for returning to hear what very little we have to say, this week in particular about unpopular opinions. If you are new to the podcast today, then please make sure to leave a little rating or review. And why not check out the Face Radio Instagram page while you're at it? Haven't plugged that for a while. Link will be provided in the bio of this particular episode. So, sit back, kick your feet up, and pretty much waste the next half hour of your life. I will see you at the end, boys and girls. Bye. I love you. Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to episode 7 of Face for Radio.
Hey.
Woo! Yeah!
Wow.
Get in.
Everyone's lucky number. I am joined today by...
Everyone's lucky number. You're taking the
What?
mic. That's the introduction you went for.
Sorry, just show of hands, or not hands. Is 7 anyone's lucky number here?
Yes, man, it's on all the jackpot machines and everything.
Mine's 42. Don't know why.
Mine's
Just is.
16.
Right, okay, I'm going to need some context because 42 and 16 are not everyone's lucky number. I can tell you that because 7 is.
Is it? Is that a thing?
Is it?
Yes, it is a thing. Right, shut up and let me introduce the podcast. All right.
Oh, blimey.
As usual, I am joined today by an expeditious gentleman known as Reuben Austin.
That's me, I'm expeditious.
Okay. And I'm also joined by notorious future serial killer Scott Copeland.
Hello. Is it me you're looking for? Hello.
I see what you're doing. Luring them in with a song.
Yeah.
That's how he gets you.
Somehow I've got a degree in musical theatre. Don't know how.
And today, we are back, bright as ever, and talking about unpopular opinions.
Ooh.
And not only that, but we are specifically talking about unpopular opinions about TV and film.
Hey. This will be interesting.
We
Yeah,
don't
well,
plan.
I
we
hope
don't
so.
plan these reactions ahead of time. They just sort of happen in the moment.
You know, you would think we did with them being so, like, pitch perfect.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah.
really is impressive how we do it.
100%.
I mean, yeah.
I've got a little surprise for you boys.
Ooh, lovely.
It's a little wee surprise. I'll have you know that I've been in contact with my very own sister,
Very nice.
blood related, and
Shout out to Sam's sister if she's listening.
she will be.
Well, I'd imagine so.
Naff off, Reuben. That's my line.
Why did I say Sam's sister? It's Liz. I've met her.
I'm more annoyed that you said my line, Reuben.
Well, you didn't say it, and I was like, someone's got to before Sam carries on.
Well, I didn't get a chance to because you already interrupted.
Bam, I'm in there. Be quick, Scott. Yeah, that's why I'm the expeditious gentleman. I'm so expeditious. I'm quick and efficient.
I don't know what expeditious means.
It means quick and efficient.
Alright, leave me alone.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm crying already. This is going to be a good one.
So, if you'd both like to say hello to our first guest, it's Lily.
Hello.
Finally.
Nah, I'm only joking. She's not here. But
Aw.
Oh, okay. That was anticlimactic.
I do, however, have a little recording that I took of her very own voice.
Lovely.
Okay.
And what I said was, Lily, you know how you're number one fan of the podcast? And she said, well... And I said, we're talking about unpopular opinions next episode, as you know, because you'll have made it to the end of episode 6. And she said, yeah. And I said, so, I was thinking, maybe you'd like to just quickly, and I, like, yanked my headphones on her ears and put my mic next to her, and I said, quickly, give me some, like, unpopular opinions and some, like, inspirational quotes. And I recorded her.
Lovely.
Right.
And I'm going to show you what she said.
Okay.
Cool.
That's the extent of it. Really? That's the surprise.
Amazing. It's a great surprise. I like Lizzie.
So, if everyone would like to click on the link I sent prior, then we'll listen to it.
Okay.
Cool. Let's do it.
Is everyone ready?
Sound.
I'm so ready.
All right, here we go.
One unpopular opinion is that turtles come onto the beach and they lay their eggs in a hole and bury it and then just leave forever. It might be an unpopular opinion to abandon your children, but they do fine. They flap their way down to the beach, into the sea, And then they do the same to their children. Most of them. Some of them survive.
Bloody hell.
Oh my god.
This took a dark turn.
Giraffes don't crouch down when they have the babies, they just let them fall. That's an unpopular opinion, but they seem fine. Some animals eat their babies sometimes, but I mean, they've survived this long. Survival of the fittest and all. So it's okay to have unpopular opinions. Doesn't mean you're wrong, it just might mean that you survive.
Yeah. I'm not sure these are opinions.
Right, sorry, I wasn't aware I was watching a David Attenborough documentary.
Fun fact about David Attenborough documentaries. You know Blue Planet 2?
Yeah,
Yes.
And there's singing at the beginning of it, like a choir.
Okay.
vaguely.
It's me. I'm in that choir.
Right, hang on, we're 7 episodes in, and the first ever episode you made a joke about a Venn diagram, and you kept this fact to yourself.
Well,
Can you
I've got to wait
explain why?
until the prime moment. I've done a lot of exciting stuff, you know what I mean?
Whoa, all right, calm down,
Alright,
son.
steady
Jeez.
on.
It's
I
kind of
climbed a volcano once. It's
Most exciting thing I've ever done is I've won £2 on a scratch card.
So, yeah. If you enjoyed that, tune in next time for more unpopular opinions.
Is that it? Is that the end of the episode?
That's the episode, yeah.
Brilliant.
Right, I'm so confused. I'm so confused.
So, film and TV.
Yeah, we're back on track, are we?
Just thought you'd enjoy that little tidbit, really.
Yeah, all right.
It was nice.
Cheers, Liz.
Yeah, thanks, Liz.
No, cheers, Lily, not Liz.
Oh, I kept saying Liz. I was fully under the impression that I've met her several times. Lily!
She will be deeply offended.
Sorry, Sam.
I am
sister.
so sorry. You are Lily. I should have just stuck with Sam's sister. I don't know why I corrected myself.
Yeah, it's Lily, not Liz.
I've got an unpopular opinion, if you don't mind me starting.
Oh, go on.
If you want.
Well, yeah. I do have quite an unpopular opinion. I did fact check this.
So has it now stopped being an opinion and has just become an unpopular fact?
Well, no. It was a fact check of opinions. So it was more of an opinion check.
Sure.
How can you do an opinion check?
So I'd just like to tell you some context. The reason that I was actually talking to Lily about this
Okay, go on.
was because a lot of her friends at the University of Central Lancashire studied media, like TV and film.
Sure.
I asked them, in your humble opinions, what is the greatest film trilogy of all time?
Right.
Okay? Pretty easy question. For people that are fans of film and TV, usually they'd have a favourite trilogy. And I will tell you now that every single one of them agreed on what was the best trilogy of all time.
Right.
Every single one of... How many of them were there?
About 4.
Oh,
Okay,
I mean, that's
that's more realistic.
that's
to be
very
honest, Sam.
nearly a trilogy of people.
It's actually more than a trilogy, making this actual fact. So,
That's an actual fact.
Brilliant.
Shorts.
Shorts?
so, can you guess what this specific trilogy in mind was?
If it's the same as your favourite trilogy,
No, it's not. It's not.
I'm guessing they'd say The Godfather.
Incorrect.
No, The Godfather varies in quality, and so
Yeah,
does
and
The
part 2 is
Matrix.
better than part 1.
Is it the Cornetto trilogy?
It's not.
So Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and World's End.
It's not. It's not.
Oh, then they're wrong.
Their favourite trilogy, the best, most consistent and well thought out trilogy of all time was Lord of the Rings.
It's not technically a trilogy.
It's not really a trilogy.
Why is that then?
I don't know, Reuben, why is it not a trilogy?
Scott, did you just jump on my opinion immediately?
Well, I've never seen Lord of the Rings. So I have to join in. So you joined in on my shout out to this person running jokes, so I'm jumping in on
That's
your
true.
opinion.
You can hop on my personality trait now, Scott. I will allow it.
Right, so why is this not the best trilogy then? Why is it not classed as a
Well,
trilogy?
it's as films, it is a trilogy because they released the 3 films.
So that's right.
But regarding books, if we take the original content, it was designed to be released as like a single work of a prologue, 6 books, and 6 appendices.
Yes, but Reuben, we're talking about film and TV, not books.
And the question here is, if I didn't know this, what would I have room for in my brain?
Nerd.
He is a nerd.
Real nerd.
And that is an actual fact.
So for film and TV, this is a trilogy, okay? And they said, they all agreed this was the best trilogy of all time. I would care to disagree, boys.
Ooh,
I'm sure you would.
that's why you're here.
That's right. And I would go as far as to say the best film trilogy of all time is animated.
Ooh.
which would be unheard of in most opinions. However, once you have seen this particular trilogy, I would challenge you to disagree with me, as most do.
Okay.
When I was thinking about animated trilogies, there is many trilogies to think of, and many great films that aren't great trilogies. So, prime examples: Cars. I love Cars, and I love Cars 3.
See, my prime example for a trilogy where the first film's great and the second film's great and the third maybe less so would be Shrek.
Yes, Shrek, but then that's got 4 films.
That's true.
It's got like 8 now because they just keep churning
And
them
a
out.
5th coming out. But like, Cars 1, great. Cars 3, great. Cars 2 is not where it's at. There was
I think I've
only...
seen Cars 3.
I've only seen
Cars 3 is
Cars 1.
fantastic. You should watch it. Well, that's great. But, you know, it is still worth watching. I'm not saying that. It's pretty good. Did you know Cars is like... I think it's like the 3rd highest grossing franchise of all time, like selling merch and stuff.
Yeah, merchandise I
What?
understand, because there's Cars stuff everywhere.
Crazy. It's crazy. Like, higher than, like, Harry Potter. And
Really?
I think the only ones that were higher than it were, like, Star Wars.
Never seen it.
That seems incorrect.
Well, this was a fact from years ago. I may be wrong now. I would imagine, like, Marvel's probably overtaken it somehow, but you know.
Did you not fact check it, Sam?
I didn't. This was just off the top of my head. However, there is, of what I could think of, there were 2 animated trilogies that I would put almost on par with my favourite trilogy of all time.
Right.
One of them now isn't a trilogy, recently, as this was Toy Story, and the 4th film came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? So Toy Story, if the first 3 films were still alone, would be a very good trilogy.
I can agree.
Yeah, totally.
The only other one that I could think of that was actually 3 very good films and seemed to like progress with each film and not come to a standstill and just be like a cash cow after the first one was How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah, very good.
Never seen it.
Oh, Scott, it's
come
so
on,
good. You've
Scott.
got to give it a watch. Astrid is just like peak character evolution.
You're just saying that because you fancy her.
Fancy you?
I do not fancy Astrid.
Who's Astrid?
Scott,
Yeah.
let me just ask you this, right? If you come across a dragon,
Yeah.
you're going to have no idea how to train it.
Not a clue.
Well, then, so you know.
But then again, the chances of me coming across a dragon is very, very unlikely at most, Sam.
Very unlikely. However, not impossible. Anyway,
I mean,
the best film trilogy of all time, without an inch of a doubt, is Kung Fu Panda.
right.
100%. And if you disagree, your opinion is wrong.
Okay. That's not how an opinion works, to be honest, Sam.
Oh wow, that's a strong start. I'm not convinced.
That is the first argument, right? Okay.
You've already triggered somebody off who's watching this.
Your first argument is if you disagree, you're wrong.
Yeah, and I will stick by that. Let me just tell you this.
Right.
DreamWorks, the previous film to Kung Fu Panda, their release before Kung Fu Panda was none other than the B movie.
Oh, lit.
Okay.
Not seen that either.
Oh, Scott.
Scott, this is not the episode for you, my man.
We need an episode where it's just me talking about things I've not seen.
Can Scott start his own individual YouTube channel of him reacting to like classic films? I don't know why I said
Yeah.
classic films when we're talking about
are we
the B
counting
movie,
a
but-
classic film as the B movie?
I wouldn't call it a classic film.
All right, let me just tell you this. The entire premise, Scotty, of the B movie was it's Jerry Seinfeld, sorry,
Yeah.
but he's a bee.
He's called Barry B. Benson, and he falls in love with a human woman.
You are a nerd.
Right. So with that being said, okay, how did Kung Fu Panda have the actual audacity to be a successful, well thought out classic film when its entire premise was it's Jack Black, but he's a panda?
And he doesn't fall in love with a human woman.
Well, I mean, there is no humans. So
Yeah. So how could he? You know what I mean? I think you'll find that means I'm right.
I just love how Sam's decided to call both B movie and Kung Fu Panda classic films.
like literally, Kung Fu Panda is the perfect film alone. And then the other 2 come out, and they're also perfect films. They're all, literally, I could not, watching them all, come up with a single flaw. Like a single one.
Okay.
Right. So until I met you, Sam, which I think was 3 years ago, I was not aware that there was more than one Kung Fu Panda film.
Right, well, that's just your bad intuition, isn't it?
I knew there were multiple. I've not had chance to watch any other than the first one.
Are you kidding me? Neither of you have watched the 3 Kung Fu Pandas.
Sam,
on, it's the best trilogy of all
part 2
time.
and part 3 with you. You sat me down and said, Scott, you're watching this now. I was like, cool.
Yes, I know I
And
did.
I watched all 3 of them.
Yes, and what did you think, Scott?
I liked them.
Yeah, that's right, you did.
Yeah, I liked them.
Because if you didn't, we would have had words.
Yeah. Only because there's 2 lines that I really like, and you know what one of them is. No, they don't.
Well, we'll get to that. The Kung Fu Panda, unfortunately, and, you know, I want to say it was unjust, did not win the Oscar for Best Animated Film that year.
What did?
What did?
The reason it did is because Ratatouille came out in the same
No,
year.
that's a film.
Oh, that's a good film.
That's a classic.
Which,
film.
you know, hands to the sky, Ratatouille is a magnificent film, and I could watch it over and over
Oh,
again
it
and
is.
still cry at the ending.
I fully do watch it over and over again. It's my dad's
Yeah.
favourite animated thing.
However, it is not a trilogy. So, you know, that's the reason Kung Fu Panda didn't win an Oscar for Best Animated Film, which we can all put our hands up and say, pretty much any animated film might have lost to Ratatouille.
Yeah.
That's totally fair.
Pretty much.
Right.
It's an astonishing piece of like cinema. It's amazing.
It's a classic
Yes.
film.
It is a
So,
classic.
Ruben, you haven't seen Kung Fu Panda 2 or 3.
I've not. No, I do. How I can fully stand by you on Kung Fu Panda 1. It's an incredible film.
Yes, so you'll know the first
honestly,
quote.
daily, I think about, you know, the scene where Master Ugway, the turtle,
Yeah.
is like upside down on the thing, and he like unfolds and comes the right way around.
Yes, on his
I
staff.
think about that every single day. It's
Hell yeah.
man.
Well, you will know about the first quote because I have a list here of just a couple of quotes that even if you haven't seen Kung Fu Panda, you probably have heard other people say them. It is so iconic.
Yeah, I've probably seen them on like Tumblr
Okay.
and stuff.
Yeah, probably. When you say other people, do you mean you?
Mainly me. However, other people too, okay? So the first one is Master Oogway, like you say in the first film, when he speaks about yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, today's a gift. That's why it is
That's
called
what I
the
call it, the
present.
present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, classic. Everyone says that now.
Oh yeah, every day.
It's a great quote, it is.
Kung Fu Panda did that. Okay? Let me tell you this one. Ever felt lazy and come to the stairs and just wanted to take the lift? And you turn to me and I go, ah, yes, my greatest enemy, stairs.
Vaguely. I think I've...
Kung Fu
I've never
Panda. It's
had
Kung Fu
that
Panda.
happen personally with you, but I remember the moment in the film.
I mean, I've
great.
Well,
I've heard him say it a few times. I've never paid attention to the context of what he's saying it to.
All right, well, you know.
He's in front of some stairs when he says it, Scott.
Yeah, but to be fair, Sam, I first heard you say it when you were in a wheelchair, so naturally I just associated it with that.
You see, it crosses multi-platforms, this
Is
film.
It
that
really
how you
does.
describe it?
It's
Is
a
it, Sam?
multimedia experience.
And of course, Scott, your favourite quote of all time in any film ever is when Kung Fu Panda himself, Po, tells Shen, who is the villain of the second film, that that's the thing about scars, they heal. To which Shen responds,
No, they don't.
that's it, that's the quote.
I don't know why. The way he said it was funny. That's it. Nothing else. Just the way he said it.
It's
What?
because it's Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
I promise, Ruben, you have to be there.
I'm gonna watch it.
I will also argue very quickly that if you can think of a better match of animated character to actor than Jack Black and Po, then please shout it at me because I couldn't in my preparation for this episode. Very good. There is...
Yeah, I can't.
No.
Animated animals. I think Poe and Jack Black is like the ultimate sort of matchup.
Yeah.
Like Jerry Seinfeld as Barry B. Benson was good. It was real good, but
Only person I could possibly maybe consider would be someone like a comedian like James Corden, for example. But I don't think he'd do it as good as Jack Black does in the film.
Right,
So I think-
and let me tell you this. There are stars, there are absolute Hollywood stars in this film
Yeah.
who you don't even realise are in this film. They match so perfectly to their characters. Let me tell you this. Seth Rogen, David Cross, Jackie Chan, Angelina Jolie. You don't even know they're there.
I knew.
I
Right?
knew that
They
Seth
are main
Rogen was
characters
there
in
because
this
he has
film.
my favourite laugh of any celebrity. He's
That's
like,
true, but also...
I knew Angelina Jolie.
But also tell me this. Can you think of a single other actor that would play the praying mantis better than Seth Rogen? Who would have thought it? Not me.
No, absolutely not. He's perfect for it. He is.
Yeah. Getting on to why these films are even better than just me saying, wow, it's amazing. this film constantly was belittled for, it's supposed to be a kid's comedy. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right? It has no reason to be well thought out, let's be honest.
Totally.
No, it's got no excuse.
The aspects of the film that are just incredible is the kung fu in the film, the choreography. Did you know this? Because I didn't for my preparation. Each member of the Furious Five, so there was the Mantis, Viper, the Crane, Monkey, and Tigress. Each one of them characters is like the name of an actual kung fu fighting style.
Yeah.
I did know that, but only because I had the DVD of Kung Fu Panda, and one of the special features was you learn a pose from each of the characters.
Right, yeah.
I knew the Mantis
all
was.
of their choreography in the fighting scenes are all based off their actual individual kung fu style. And I looked through some of the fights, and it's incredible, man. They're actually, they're all choreographed so differently and intricately. So much so that after the first 2 films have been brought out, the actual government in China released this lengthy statement about how they were going to up the stakes and the funding for film and TV animated production, because they were actually genuinely upset that they couldn't come up with something as high caliber of their own culture than Kung Fu Panda did.
Wow.
That's
right?
Very impressive, I must say.
This stretched so far that Kung Fu Panda 3 was the first animated movie in history when it was dubbed into Mandarin to have a full new set of facial animations to match the Mandarin.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
That's very
Isn't it?
impressive.
Which would have taken a long time.
Would have taken longer than it would have done to do the original film.
It still appeals to the kids, the second film. You know what the slogan was for the second film? The entire slogan on all the movie posters?
Please tell me it was Kung Fu Panda.
It wasn't, but that would have been good.
Was it all parts of the same phrase? Like, was it a long phrase that if you merged all of them together, it would make the phrase?
No. No, you're thinking way too hard into this.
Okay.
Go on, Sam. Treat us.
The slogan for the second film was "Skatoosh" with the number 2 in the middle.
Yeah, I was thinking far too cleverly with that.
Can I tell you what the third one was?
Hey up.
It was Kung Fu Panda 3. The wait is over, but wait was spelt as in WEI.
Nice. I like that.
Like, how can a film with those slogans deliver character arcs and relationships such as Po with Shifu, with Oogway, with Mr. Ping,
Mr.
right, and his
Ping,
own dad?
What a legend he is.
Right. How can that do that? Like, they pan out of the actual animation with the shots of, the scale of the city, and each house is, rendered animation, rather than just, map painting it all. It's incredible. It's incredible.
I'll give the films that. They are brilliant.
They are astounding visually.
Not
really good.
Not the graphics alone are fantastic.
And considering when it came out as well,
when did the first one come out? Because I remember watching it when I was 11 in America, but I can't remember when it was.
The first one came out in 2008, I believe.
2008.
Yeah. So,
for back then, that was great.
When you actually watch it, and you probably won't think about it when you're just talking about the film, but if you watch it and actually pay attention to all the scenery and the way everything sways in the wind, and it is really good. I have no other words for it.
It's really good.
The villains, right? You know, people, when they watch Endgame, they talk about Thanos and how he's the most well-rounded villain of all time.
Not seen that either.
Oh man, Scott.
I've only seen one Avengers film, and that's Age of Ultron, and there's only one reason why I went to see it.
Right.
What was the reason, Scott?
It's only because I got told I look like Hawkeye for the first time.
Brilliant.
I thought I'm going to have to go and see it now.
Yeah, if anyone has seen this and doesn't know what Scott looks like, it's Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
It's if Jeremy Renner and Curtis from Love Island had a baby.
Jeremy Renner on a budget, you get me.
Brilliant.
Like a melted Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner on a hot day.
People talk about Thanos being the most well-rounded villain of all time, okay?
Yep.
Sure.
Again, as good as Thanos is, he is almost the perfect villain.
I'm sure he is.
But not quite when you look at Shen the Peacock from Kung Fu Panda 2. Now that's where the real villain lies.
He is a devilish little bastard, that guy. So I know you're going to have to censor
Reuben,
that out, Sam. I apologise in advance.
Reuben, for your benefit, I will go through this.
Thank you.
In the first film, Tai Lung, he's what you would consider the classic villain. He's been brought up knowing what is rightfully his. and it's been torn away from him brutally.
Yeah.
He's imprisoned for crimes he hasn't even committed yet, which has eventually drawn him to this path of destruction and greed. Okay?
Yeah. 100%.
It's classic. The first movie, it represents, like it's what's rightfully his. Poe's personal progression in sort of accepting his destiny as the Dragon Warrior.
Yeah.
Okay? The second film takes a much darker turn. Shen the Peacock is the villain, and he is after world domination, okay? Spoilers for this, everyone. Shen killed all the pandas.
Ooh,
Oh, damn. Why for?
he's a bad guy.
He literally committed genocide. This is how bad this guy is. Because there was a prophecy that a warrior of black and white would put a stop to his evil deeds. Okay?
So we just offed them all. Wait, it's like Moses.
Yeah, it's like Herod and Jesus and all that.
It's the Bible again.
Yes, it is. And so the second film made Poe, even despite his own personal acceptance, it made him tackle his inner demons, which gave the film a whole new layer on top, rather than just coming off the back of the first one with it being a success. It would be easier for them to say, like, the first one was good, let's just use it again and get a bit more money in. But no,
Yeah.
they went for an actual, well-thought-out film. And of course, Shen delivered us the greatest movie line of all time, that Scars Don't Heal. The third film sees Kai, who is this sort of, how would you describe him? Like a bull? He's a bull, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we'll go for bull. And he is trying to steal everyone's chi, and when he steals a Kung Fu warrior's chi, they hang off his belt, and he can use them to fight for him.
Sam, could I ask you to explain what a chi is, just for anybody who's not seen the films?
So chi is like inner sort of...
Your inner drive?
Kind of like the inner peace. Kind of like the inner
It's
peace
like
from the second film.
Self-power in Kung Fu.
You would use the chi, and it explains that Master Oogway knew that when he was injured as a youngling, he found himself upon this community of pandas where they all used their chi to heal him.
Right, okay.
It's a part of Kung Fu that's like merged with inner peace and all that.
So the idea is that pandas have like mad chi.
Yeah.
Yes. And they heal things, and they're really good.
Cool.
And of course, Oogway knew this. This is like where it comes to being well-rounded. Oogway knew that pandas have the chi. He didn't choose Poe based on random, like the first film suggested. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it gives that insight. I like to call it the Snape effect, where you see things from like ages ago and you're like, whoa!
Don't get me started on Severus Snape, Sam. I won't stop.
Anyway,
I love Severus Snape.
No!
I'll tell you about this amazing arc as well. This goes unnoticed to most, okay? But in Kung Fu Panda 1, the film starts with this dream sequence of Poe as a Kung Fu warrior.
Yeah.
The first thing that happens is he's sitting on a table and there's some rabbits eating noodles. And this figure comes in, slams on the table, and he goes, "Perhaps you'd like to chew on my fist!"
Yeah.
Remember that classic line?
Okay.
Quality.
That's Kai. That's the villain from film 3.
Oh,
Is
no
it?
way.
Isn't that mental?
That's crazy.
It's definitely good continuity-wise.
It's crazy. It is crazy. And this shows Poe's personal progression. Again, it's adding more. It's like, this one, each movie kind of represents, the first one represents body, the second represents mind with inner peace, and the third represents spirit with chi. And this is like the principles of Kung Fu.
Yeah, that's clever, though.
Yeah. Film 3 had the worst rating of them all. Do you know why?
Why?
Because it had too much comedy. This is the level that they set of these films, how good they were. They said the third film was ruined because it was too funny.
I thought they were the exact same way, comedy-wise, personally.
I thought it was perfect comedy. It definitely did increase the sort of wacky element to it, but imagine making a kid's comedy film and it being so good that the third one gets deducted marks for being too comedic.
I
Insane.
remember watching the third one with you, Sam.
Yeah.
And there was a line in it there's a big fight at the end of it. Sorry, spoiler alert.
Sorry, there's a big fight at the end of the Kung Fu film. Spoilers.
But yeah, there was a big fight at the end of the third film, and the character Mr. Ping just says the word "I can," and I remember crying with laughter, and that wasn't even meant to be a funny line.
Yeah. It's all in
I'm
the
like,
delivery.
I just saw you at the end of the room going, "Why are you laughing?" It's like it's just funny. So
Yeah. Well, it actually got rated lower because it was too comedic. Because they all wanted this same gritty film as the second one. And it's gritty and it's dark.
it is.
But it's still funny and perfect.
The second film is surprisingly dark, considering how much like the first one was this comedy.
Yeah, well, it's just exploring his backstory further, isn't it? And it does.
I did like the shift of the tone, though.
However, saying all of this, it is surprisingly still an unpopular opinion, because you say to someone, Kung Fu Panda is the greatest trilogy of all time, and they go, don't be silly.
I did say that, but I haven't seen the second and third, so I can't comment on it as a trilogy.
I mean, speaking as a guy who has, thanks to Sam, when he first told me that was his opinion many months ago even, I thought, no, they're just kids' films, of course not, until I watched them and realised they are quite good contenders for it.
Yeah.
Because the only two trilogies I've ever seen are the Scream trilogy, obviously, but then the fourth one got made.
It's quite different from Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, just a little.
Then the Godfather trilogy. So I'd never seen a quote-unquote a kids' film trilogy before.
Yeah.
So when I watched it with you, I was like, I'm pleasantly surprised, because you can watch them now no matter what age you are.
So here is two things that I'll say, like at the end of this. Firstly, Scott, you need to go and watch How to Train Your Dragon 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
Right.
And also the B movie.
Also the B movie. It's on Netflix now. Not sponsored.
Any more films you don't want me to watch?
So many, Scott, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah. Anyone that's listened to this and either hasn't seen Kung Fu Panda or has listened and kind of thought, that is actually quite interesting, please, I beg you, go and watch it all again. Do like a marathon over a day if you have one. It is so worth it. You will form a completely different view. You will join my side on the unpopular opinion that Kung Fu Panda is indeed the greatest film trilogy of all time.
Very nice.
Very well done.
Yeah, thank you. Who wants to go next?
Ruben, do you want to go?
Yeah, sure.
Right, I'm well aware that just sounds like I'm trying to start a fight. Do you want to go?
Do you want to go? Do you want to go? You're going to bleep that out. I'm sorry, but I had to say it.
Right, do you know what's worse? A couple of weeks ago, when you first bleeped out one of my swears, I messaged Ruben saying we need to up the swear count just to wind up Sam. And now I've realised we've both done it accidentally during this entire recording.
Oh, brilliant.
It's alright, I'll just give you like a wasp buzz noise over your swears.
I'd rather you didn't.
I know you would.
Just dub another word in instead.
Matt Lucas shouting the word peanuts on Shooting Stars over all of my swears. So every time I swear, it's like, oh, you massive peanut!
Hello again, it's me, your favourite host and selfless friend, Sam Brown. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Face for Radio. If you did, make sure to check out all of our social media links in the bio of this episode below. I can't wait to see you all again in the next episode of Face for Radio, where we discuss a few more unpopular opinions. I'll see you there. Take care.